This is the story about Dennis, based on the railway series by the Reverend W. Archer, and well loved by me, Michael Brandon. This is a story about Dennis, a very lazy diesel engine. On his first day on the solo railway, Dennis played a trick on Thomas. But when he really got into trouble, was anyone there to help? One morning, Sir Topham Hatt came to Tidmouth Sheds with important news. "Our new diesel engine is coming to our railway," he boomed. "His name is Dennis." "And Thomas," added Sir Topham Hatt. "You have been working very hard. Today, you can have a day off." Thomas was very pleased. "First, I will have a long washout," chuffed Thomas cheerfully. On his way to the washout, Thomas saw a diesel he had never seen before. The diesel was huffing and puffing. "Beep, beep," said Thomas. "You must be Dennis. What's the matter?" "These troublesome trucks are too troublesome. I can't shut them," huffed Dennis. "It's my day off," whistled Thomas. "But I'll help you." Dennis watched Thomas biff and bump the troublesome trucks and knew why. "All done," puffed Thomas. It was hard work. When he had finished, he was very tired. "Thank you, Thomas," said Dennis. And he watched Thomas chuff away. Thomas arrived in the washout. Soon he was covered in big bubbles. Thomas was feeling very jolly on his day off. He started puffing to himself. "Shiny and bright, that's what I'll be to start my day right," he chuckled cheerfully. Dennis wasn't cheerful at all. He didn't want to deliver his freight cars of tiles. Just then, Thomas popped into view, looking shiny and clean. Dennis had an idea. He would ask Thomas to help him again. "Help! Help!" called Dennis weakly. "I don't know how to get into the schoolhouse." "Don't worry, Dennis," said Thomas, slowing down. "I'll show you the way." Dennis smiled. His trick had worked. Thomas showed Dennis the way to the junction and wished away. Dennis had wanted Thomas to take his freight cars for him. Suddenly, he had another idea. A very naughty idea. He blasted his horn. Again, and again, and again. Thomas heard the noise and raced back. "Help!" cried Dennis. "I'm overheating. You had to shunt these freight cars for me." Thomas knew it was his day off, but he still wanted to help. "Don't worry," puffed Thomas. "I'll find another engine to help you. I'm on my way to Bluff's Coal." And Thomas hurried away. Dennis was cross. He uncoupled himself from the freight cars. Now another engine will have to take them, he thought. Dennis speeded away. He didn't care about the tiles, and he didn't care about Thomas. All he cared about was getting far away from his work. His wheels were spinning faster and faster, and then there was trouble. "Help!" screeched Dennis. "Help! Please, help!" Dennis crashed right off the tracks, but this time there was no one there to hear his cries. When Thomas arrived at the signal, Percy had some important news. The workmen were waiting for Dennis to bring the tiles to repair the school roof. The children can't go to school until it's mended, grumbled Percy. And no one knows where Dennis is. I do, wheezed Thomas. He's broken down. I must go back to help him. Thomas found Dennis real deep in a muddy ditch. I thought you broke down at the junction, huffed Thomas. And where are the freight cars? Dennis looked very shamefaced. He felt bad for what he had done. I tricked you, said Dennis quietly. There was nothing wrong with me at the junction. I didn't want to pull those heavy freight cars. I'm a really lazy engine, sniffed Dennis. Dennis's wheels wobbled, his diesel oil dripped, and he had a very long face. Thomas decided to have one more time. I'll pull you back onto the tracks, puffed Thomas. That'll be your back engine. That way, we'll get the tiles to the schoolhouse really quickly. Dennis smiled his biggest smile ever. Thank you, Thomas, he said. A little later, Dennis and Thomas pulled into the schoolhouse station. Sir Topham Hatt was very cross with Dennis. I'm sorry, said Dennis. He felt terrible. Thomas had shown me that being a really useful engine is much better than being a really lazy one, wheezed Dennis. So Topham Hatt was pleased when Dennis said sorry, and Thomas wasn't cross anymore.